show us here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Bodies by Jeremy Smoke.
Good evening and welcome to the NFL Roundtable Talks. I am Smokin' Jeremy B. You can find me all over social medias at Smokin' Jeremy or at Smokin' Jeremy B or at Smokin' Jeremy B1. I got my boy John Doom. You can't see me. John Cena over there.
What's up, buddy?
I got Kneecap Villain Keegan. You're not speaking today, Keegan?
Oh, my bad. I forgot I unmuted myself.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I got my Jersey guy, Detroit Dom, in the house.
There we go. My earbuds are being fucky. My bad. What's going on?
Not much. Ready to talk a little Super Bowl action, a little bit of the coaching carousel for the assistants going around. How about Joe Barry being the linebacker coach of the Miami Dolphins?
He took a demotion?
Well, he got fired and nobody hired him for DC. He had to go somewhere to get paid.
Oh, I didn't know Green Bay fired him.
Yeah, they fired him.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they're relieved.
It's been Christmas for the last week and a half in Green Bay because Joe Barry was fired.
I mean, in some ways, shout out to the Green Bay Packers for making it to the playoffs with a defensive coordinator that once led a winless team. Shout out to Joe Barry for stealing 17 NFL paychecks.
Amen. We got Brian Three Cushion saying hi, fellas, and King SJ coming in. And Lions Talk with the bad guy, John Kapler, has a good question for the panel before we get into the topic. I'm always down for football talk. Here's a football question. Any player on either Super Bowl team, a guy Brad Holmes goes, if he's not tagged, I'm praying to God it's Ladarius Sneed.
That was my first thought. That's
But
the only one that comes to mind right offhand.
Here's another reason
Chris
why the
Jones'
Goff
price is right.
the price won't be right. He wants to be paid like a generational defensive talent.
Who?
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Too rich for my blood.
I'd rather, with the emergence of Lee McNeil this year, I'd rather put somebody, see how Broderick Martin develops, but add another piece in the draft.
Although, and I'm not saying it's Chris Jones, but Jeremy, you and I have had these conversations for years. And like when the trade deadline approached this year, we said, he's not taking a big swing because we're not there yet. Now I would say we're there.
I know, but more cap room for the Lions came out today. The cap dropped from 58.3 to 47.8. All of the incentives that counted against the cap and everything else finally got paid for the end of the season.
Oh, okay.
And then they signed that guy to a futures contract today, too.
Yeah, but that didn't cost hardly anything against the cap. It was less than $1.5 million, which might not even count in the top 51.
So we've got, you said what, 47 and change?
Yep, and then you still have to take off the $18 million for the draft signing.
Okay, so that leaves 29. That's maybe that's to me that's not money for one big swing.
That's one big swing at corner.
Right.
That's
and
a bunch of. There's two guys that, according to Over the Cap, when I looked over there that we can afford that's at the top if they end up free agent. And both names are pretty good. The one is probably the best corner that played last year in the NFC North. That's Jalen Jennings. But he said he wants to be paid more than Jalen Ramsey, so I think he's out.
He's either the Bears or let some other team with more cap money and less wins overpay him.
Which leads me to somebody said, well, if we could restructure Goff again, you realize this season is because of the 2 years he restructured. It's all the money that he restructured and put into the back end of his contract is why it's 32.5 this year.
Yep. There's no more restructuring him realistically.
Right, because this is the last year of his contract. I mean, if you extend him, I doubt he's taking a pay cut because he's looking for a pay raise.
Yeah.
Not here, homie.
But
He's looking for it rightfully so, though.
with that little bit of cap. But that's the other thing I was going to allude to. When Brad Holmes was asked about the Jared Goff extension, he literally said, next question, please. And then he said, and who's to say we're picking at that pick when it comes our turn in the first round? Does that mean he's moving up? Does that mean he's moving back? You don't know. But I think Brad Holmes went to Joe Dumar's yard sale and bought the talisman he used for trade.
You got that from me.
I can see
So when
moving.
where you go to dinner with Joe Dumars, he waves his talisman, you wake up with no pants, no wallet, no Rasheed Wallace.
Right. Well, I'm saying that talisman got bought at Joe Dumar's yard sale now that he doesn't do anything in basketball.
He didn't do much in basketball after that trade except make a bunch of really shitty draft picks and signings. Charlie Villanueva,
I think he
Ben
does
Gordon.
something.
Darko Millicent.
Oh, why'd you have to bring up Darko?
You said draft pick.
I did. Austin Day, Rodney Sucky. The T is silent.
Brandon Knight.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I brought them all up, didn't I?
That's only like half of them.
No, but I brought out all those bad ones after Darko.
You out there trying to get down on
Well,
bad memories.
I think Ladarius Sneed is the free agent because the 49ers have a buttload of cap. I mean, even after everything else. And the fact that they're sitting Chase Young tells you how bad that trade was.
Wow.
He played against us.
And he didn't do crap. They did not like his effort. They whined about it after the game, and now he's benched for the Super Bowl.
Is he
Wow,
a
they
free
benched
agent
him?
after this year?
They announced he's benched for the Super Bowl.
Is he a free agent after the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, Chase Young.
No.
I don't know. On
I
a,
wouldn't
on a,
pull up.
on a less than market value deal?
I wouldn't risk.
Something to prove?
If we're able to get him for $1.5 million, fine.
Okay, so not happening.
Right.
Gee,
That's what I'm saying.
He's fucking cheaper than you, Dom.
What'd you say, Leonard?
When it comes to
He's
spending money,
cheaper than you are.
when it comes to spending money on a player in free agency, you know what I want? I want somebody who's a stud, not a dud.
But if he's a stud, why is it? If they're studs, why are they free agents?
Exactly.
Correct.
I mean, the Commanders dealt him for a reason. He was a distraction in the locker room. And I think he's becoming that in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of whatever, he's a talented dude, and they figured he wasn't part of their long-term plan. Let's trade him for something before we lose him for nothing. I mean, that's general manager 101.
Oh, I agree.
With the right coaching to get that motherfucker motivated, he can still be a freaking top 10 defensive tackle. I mean, he puts him in the league.
I think so too. I don't think Aaron Glenn is the one to coach him up, though.
I didn't say that either. Well, actually, I don't know. He's not a defensive back, so maybe.
Yeah, he might. Well, no, you know who's the defensive line coach now? That might work out is Terrell Williams, who's done very well.
Oh yeah, that guy we just hired.
Mhm.
The guy from the
Yeah. See, now why are you trying to talk us all into Chase Young now?
No. I'm about getting a rookie for this guy to build up.
Even better.
I don't even think we need Jared Verse in this draft. I see some good things and I see bad things in his game when you actually watch the game film. And Jared Verse is what? Is that Chop from PSU?
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
guy. I like the guy you like, Jeremy.
Andre Sweat.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Back out of Texas. If he's there at the back end of the first round with the way he played in the practices and was taking the coaching from Terrell Williams, that guy was getting to a quarterback. He's not the most athletic. It was off of brute strength and leverage. He was taking on double teams and triple teams in practice and getting to the quarterback.
You can teach and refine pass rushing skills, but if you've just got the leverage to just run a guy over, like you can't teach that.
6'4" and 362 and strong as a mountain.
360.
Yes.
Holy Christ! What is he? Sean Rogers' illegitimate son?
And
Legitimate son? They both went to Texas.
I'd take Verse over Chase Young, and I don't think Verse is that dude. Absolutely, that's where I'm at. I think Trice is a better prospect.
Although he's not that good in the run.
Trice?
Yeah.
Neither is Verse. Neither is any of those defense. This is a bad DN draft, guys.
I was gonna say if they're great at both, they won't be there for us to pick anyways.
Right. There's only one guy that was good at both, and he's projected to go in the top 10. So unless we're trading into the top 10 and what it would cost us to get there.
You never know. Brad Holmes is a shrewd bastard.
He is a shrewd bastard, but I could also see him trading back, getting like a second, a third, and a fourth.
I would be okay with that too.
And having two seconds, 3/3, and then a fourth.
Invariably every year when you pick in the bottom 5 of the first round, somebody always wants to jump up, even if it's just like 2 or 3 spots. Hell, we've done it in the past. It's a good spot to be in.
And look at this. When you're talking about 28 through 32, those last 5 picks, right? You're generally talking there might be a generational talent that slipped through the cracks, but it's a crapshoot. Normally, all generational talent in the draft goes in the top 15.
Yeah, just like the NBA draft. Although in the NBA draft, it's usually more like the top 6.
Right.
After that, it's like, fuck, I don't want any of these guys.
You say quite cheaply, but that last year, the 5th-year option is almost like a 66% of the franchise tag fee, which is more than the usual rookie salary, but less than an actual vet salary. So yes and no. Here's the thing. You got to pay that first-round pick 5 years later, no matter what.
Yeah.
If you keep them. And so Delaying stuck with bad guy John Kapler. I'm giving him a +1, James. He goes, oh my God, yes, 2 seconds, 3/3, and don't talk naughty, Jeremy. You're making things happen. Laughing my ass off.
He said, I felt it move.
It's almost like after that first half versus the 49ers, all of us were feeling something.
Oh, I was at full mast. Honestly, the first quarter, I had to keep like blinking, pinching myself, having my buddy pinch me. I'm like, is this for real?
And
I knew that third quarter was coming.
Now, I just wrote my review article about our coordinators and specifically went over scoring on both sides, offense and defense. Do you guys really know how bad the third quarter has been all season?
Yeah. I watched all 17 games. I've tried to forget it.
Do you guys want to know the numbers?
No, but yes.
Okay. Offensively, I'll do the better side first. First, second, and fourth quarter, respectively. First quarter, we were second in the league at 7.1. Second quarter, we were 7th in the league at 8.2. Fourth quarter, we were 8 points per quarter per game. third best in the league. In the third quarter, 4.2 points, 20th in the league. Teams that were better, teams that were better in the third quarter. The Commanders, the Panthers, and the Cardinals.
Oh my Lord.
God.
I mean,
Defensive, it looks good too. First, second, and fourth quarter, right? 4.2 points allowed per quarter per game in the first quarter. That's amazing. And that was 17th in the league.
wow.
Second, that's because there was a lot of slow starts across the NFL offensively. It had
It's true.
the defense being that great or that bad. It was middle of the road, which is all we ever said we wanted for scoring at any point, correct?
Right. True.
Second quarter, more points. Second best in the league at 6.0.
All points against.
Yeah, points against for the defense. Fourth quarter, 6.4. 21st. Not horrible, not great, middle of the road.
Right.
Third quarter, all 31 teams in the fucking league were better than the Lions. We're 32nd at 6.9 points against.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not surprised. I mean, after you read the offensive stats and said those teams, like it was disheartening, but it's like, yeah, we were one of those bottom teams in the third quarter. We earned it, sadly.
And King SJ says ouch regarding those third quarter numbers. And John Kapler says, as much as day one, I would hate to trade back and wait 24 hours. I get to see the Lions grab 5 times old. Don't let me drink, baby. Might happen 9 months later.
That actually, I will say, would probably kind of bum me out, because if I'm going to go to the draft, I would like to see us make a selection.
But at the same time, if that trade includes a player in those type of picks in the trade, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. If it's that,
I mean, I feel like, especially on night one, if we're going to show up 50 deep, we probably are going to have to tone it down. Otherwise, we're going to get removed in mass.
So, Dom, speaking of which, Dan's already thinking about booking a room, and I said, tell him to look at one of the casinos
Oh, downtown?
to be close to the draft. Are you in?
Fuck that. Let's just get an Airbnb.
Okay.
It'd be cheaper. I know of one. Oh, how many people does it hold? I have pictures of it. I probably showed it to you before. I went down and hung out with Monkey and a bunch of our friends. It's in Eastern Market. It's literally like it kind of looks like a container house, but it's in a big ass open field. Like, I mean, there's enough room to park fucking 50 cars in it, and it's relatively inexpensive. But yeah, I'd rather do Airbnb than a hotel.
If someone
Unless
wants to fly me up, I'll go.
And here's what James Burgess reacts to that. It's actually even more bizarre, given those third quarters were for a team that went 14-6 over 20 games in the same season. That being said, 5 of those losses come directly from the third quarter.
mm-hmm.
The most important.
It's almost it's like the inverse of Matt Stafford. We had a bunch of first half leads that we didn't blow, rather than having to come back.
I'm still waiting for the Scooby-Doo mask to come off, and Ben Johnson looks like Jim Caldwell, and Aaron Glenn looks like Terrell Austin.
Oh, no.
Terrell Austin was a good coordinator.
But at the same time, we were historically bad stopping shit in the third quarter in the playoffs.
That's true. I mean, I feel like for most of my adult life, we either struggle to make adjustments or struggle to adjust to their adjustments.
The problem is, why did we adjust at all? Because we didn't even test to see if we needed the adjustments in the second half.
That's true.
We just ran in the NFC Championship game for 148 yards against that defense to not run the ball again until the last play of the third quarter.
Yeah, that was some Atlanta Falcons shit.
Yeah.
with a similar blown lead.
And what's actually, it was more of a blown lead. That was in regular season when they did that 17-point turnaround versus 49ers. It wasn't in a playoff situation. The closest playoff situation was the one that was worse. The fourth quarter, 28-3 comeback by the Patriots.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. But they were running the ball that first half.
But we literally tied for a non-Super Bowl game the most points to give up in one quarter to lose a lead.
That's so Lions. Shit, at least we got there.
And it was great. That being said, like I said, Joe Barry went there. The defensive line coach from Michigan goes to LA with Jim Harbaugh.
Yep.
Ron Moore is being left a bare cupboard. And King SJ says it best, don't fix what ain't broken. And how many times have we said, why are they doing something different than the first half all season long, Dom?
That's every week, almost. Every time we had a bad third quarter, which was every week.
Every week except two, the Raiders and the Broncos.
Yep.
Prime time, that's different. Another reason that we probably lost, well, no, it was at 6:30. That's as close as it gets to prime time for championship week.
It was a prime time game for championship week because there's
That was the only primetime game that we lost all year.
Yep. And the second game we lost in the road white.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We lost to Dallas in prime time.
That was not in prime time, was it? You might be right.
Saturday night game in place of the Monday night New Year's Day game.
You're right, because they called it Monday Night Football.
Yep.
I remember. Okay. Well, fuck you, Dallas.
Yep.
And did I mention fuck you, Dallas?
Well, with $29 million, the only feasible top flight guy you could possibly get and not break the bank is a corner.
Corners aren't cheap either. Nothing's cheap in free agency. Everyone gets overpaid.
The most expensive corner in football right now is Jalen Ramsey at 18.5.
It's a lot.
Right. So if you're looking for a top flight corner, and the four that are up there is Ladarius Sneed, Jadobi Owerye from the Bengals, or Adoree Jackson from the Giants, and then it's Jalen Johnson. And that's in the order of how they're ranked. Because Jalen Johnson actually didn't top out in the top 15 PFF-wise or stats-wise in the league. He was just the top guy in the NFC North.
I know it's just talks, but there's also a chance we go out and get Stephon Gilmore, too.
He's old.
I
might have wanted Stephon Gilmore 8 years ago. Maybe. I always thought he was overrated.
I wanted him 3 years ago while he was still quick.
Yeah.
The guy's a lot older now, and he's more injury prone now. I wouldn't want him either.
How old is he now? He's over 30.
Yeah, he's like 31 or 32, I believe.
No, I mean, maybe on a cheap deal. I'll give him a 1-year prove-it deal.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't want him.
Yes, you would, because it's something he's good with, helping other people. And he's very knowledgeable.
Now let's get back to the square peg round hole thing, because we all do it. Chris Jones is a 3-4 DT. Matt Abuke, 3-4 DT/DN. Why are we going to go after big name free agents that are 3-4 guys when we run a 4-man run?
I agree. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, makes about as much sense as when Bob Quinn fucking stole snacks from the Giants, and then we didn't switch to a 3-4. And then he retired so he could leave Detroit.
Or when Mayhew, to replace Fairley and Sue, signed Haloti Ngata.
Oh, the panic signing.
To not go into a 3-4. I mean, we've historically been putting square pegs in round holes on defense forever.
I've wanted a man. Dude, like, I would like a Super Bowl as well, but my second wish is the 3-4 defense.
Well, remember our first year with Aaron Glenn, we ran a 3-4 under. And when the guys finally started to get it, we drafted for that 3-4 under. And he says 2 weeks after the draft, oh, we're going to be a 4-2-5 defense.
Because we had no effing linebackers.
We had linebackers that he just didn't trust them. Get it? There was enough
didn't know how to coach them, because he doesn't know how to coach anyone that isn't a corner or a safety.
DC says heading home if you need it. When you get there, let me know, because when you're on the road, it makes it hard to hear when your mic is catching all the road noise and the outside noise.
Earbuds, homie.
Or headphones, anything.
Right.
With that being said, if the Lions' offensive and defensive coordinators do not address the play calling in the second half, it may be a long season in 2024 as well. And Holmes basically said, no, you missed it. He said for the first 3 years he wasn't swinging for the fences. But now that we got there, we kind of have to.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not. Like I said, we're right there.
And I think somebody like Devondre Sweat to put next to McNeil and then have a big guy like Broderick Martin to rotate in. I pray to God we don't re-sign Burrito Jones.
I mean, he's decent depth. If he wants to come back for cheap, I'd rather go get a young guy who we don't know necessarily what he is, because we know what Benito Jones is and isn't.
And we added more into the reserves future signings that we did today. We got Tyquan Smith from the practice squad of the Saints on a futures deal. Oh my God, this third quarter slump needs to stop. It does, but it's the truth. We did it all season. We watched it every game. We'd come out hot and then fall apart.
I would honestly say that's our biggest issue, like overall team-wise, versus like any particular player or position group or anything. The third quarter is why we're not in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
It was 5 of the 6 losses. You can't say that anything other than the Baltimore just totally outclassing us and outcoaching us, because that was a butt whooping. But at the same time, and when everybody got disparaged after that game, I said, wait a minute, this happened once before in 1991. We got beat by 32 points in week 7.
I think Baltimore was the one game I missed this year, I think. Either that or I watched about 3 series and was like, I'm going to go not cut my grass.
You say we need to change up at half. We did change up at half the wrong way.
Right.
All year long. I don't wish I had Fields. I don't want anything to do with Justin Fields.
I want him to stay in the division until he retires.
Yeah. Besides, Ryan Poles says he wants to build around Fields, so y'all ain't getting Caleb Williams, because Caleb Williams already said, I want nothing to do with the Chicago Bears publicly.
He doesn't even want ownership.
So I've been seeing stuff. So I saw a post on Facebook. Do we take a big swing at corner or edge?
I'd say corner.
Corner, edge will cost too much.
Yep, edge. High-end edge places. High-end places.
We tried that once with Trey Flowers. No, thank you.
I agree with this point.
Yeah.
For what we need is a true CB1, because we all seen once Mosley got hurt and we had to depend on Cam Sutton to be the CB1, we couldn't.
Our pass rush was inconsistent too. Like when it was good, no one had any complaints about Cam Sutton.
Right.
But that's football.
But at the same time, he wasn't that great even in the Chiefs game, if you look.
No, yeah, he's not a CB1. Anyone that thought that, your eyes deceived you, or you don't know football, or something. So as soon as we signed him, I asked my buddy that's a Steelers fan. He watched every game last year. And he was like, you know what he said? And I quote, he's not a CB1.
So far, almost every CB that everybody said they wanted in the draft has been projected to go before pick 20. So therefore, all those first round guys, they will probably be gone because everybody ahead of us needs CB help too.
Good. No first round. Well, I wouldn't hate a corner at 29.
I'm going to stop that talk right now because Trey Flowers was considered the best D end available that year in free agency.
He was. He gets pressures. You know what he doesn't get? Sacks. You know how much he cost us per sack? Like $4 million per sack.
But wait.
No, he was first before Dan Campbell started asking for more aggressiveness.
But
we also misused him.
But wait, at the same time, the $13.9 million, the exact same salary that we gave Romeo Aquara and got 3 sacks out of it over 2 years' time.
Yeah, we didn't like that signing either.
No, I told everybody that I was dead set against it. He's an oft-injured player that's normally a practice squad guy.
Right.
I didn't say that nobody destroyed Cam Sutton. I said Cam Sutton was booty cheeks. Everybody destroyed Cam Sutton.
Even Cam Sutton destroyed himself.
And half the time he was burnt. If you looked, he tripped over his own feet and was laying on the ground on a double move from a wide receiver.
Yeah.
The guy that got burnt worse, technically through those last 6 games, was Kendall Vildor because he kept leaving his feet to jump for the ball either too early or too late and ended up flat on the ground while a wide receiver or tight end ran by.
Yeah, I mean that's what you get for starting a guy named after an electronic device that you can read books on.
Kendall, yep. Read books, not an offer.
Whenever I heard his name, it always reminded me of Gwildor from He-Man. I'm Gwildor from Fedor.
You got to have cap room to sign somebody like Sweat if you're going to trade for him. We tried to trade for Sweat 3 weeks before the trade deadline, Cousin Jay. They turned us down and offered us Young, and we said no thanks.
Yeah, Sweat was the guy I've wanted since his draft year.
But especially over he didn't want to be in Washington all season.
He ended up leading 2 different teams in sacks this year.
That's funny.
How much did he cost us for illegal hands to the face? If he'd have did it, it was at least a game.
Speaking of which, who did Washington hire at head coach? I forget.
The failure of a coach in the Super Bowl, Dan Quinn.
Oh, that's right. So they gave a guy a head coach contract that they already know can't win a Super Bowl.
Bingo.
That's why you're the foreskins.
It was
which sucks because I want Washington to be good so badly because it's good for the league. It's like the Knicks in the NBA. I know I've said this 1,000 times, but it bears repeating for the 1,001st time. The league is in better shape when Washington is competitive.
Fuck you.
Hey,
listen, I was going to say, I want to see Washington and the Giants on the top of that division. I'm tired of Philly and Dallas. So tired of Philly and Dallas.
Yeah, didn't Washington
Oh, my, but I only want to see the Giants because that's the rest.
Okay. Who wants a great laugh? So the OC that was fired by the Bears, Luke Getsy, is who the Raiders decide to talk to hire for their OC because Cliff Kingsbury wasn't getting the money he wanted.
Oh, Kingsbury didn't take the job?
Nope.
No, they wouldn't give him head coaching money for an offensive coordinator, so he declined the job.
Oh, well.
So Luke Getsy is rumored to be hired by the Raiders.
Oh, Raiders, when will you learn?
But guess where Kingsbury went, though?
At least he'll have a quarterback that can read a defense in Aiden O'Connell.
True.
The only thing I trust more than Justin Fields to read a defense is Stevie Wonder driving a car.
You know, they let him do that. He has a radio show in LA, and they block off a parking lot and let him drive a car. Or they used to. I don't know about now.
So
And the
But
Seahawks,
Keegan, you were saying someone hired Kingsbury or rumored to?
Washington.
as an advisor,
Oh,
but Chip Kelly is getting a shot to interview for the Seahawks offense.
oh my! Oh, they still don't have a coach, do they?
No.
They have their coach. They got their coach.
Who did they hire?
They hired Mike McDaniels, the
Oh, yeah.
defensive coordinator from Baltimore, formerly of the University of Michigan.
McDonald, right?
McDonald's.
McDaniels, McDonald, whatever the fuck. McHowell.
It's a
What's
Mickey
the burger? What's the burger place called in Coming to America?
McDonald's. McDonald's.
McDowell.
It's like McDowell's or something. I can't remember. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Actually, looking at the news of Kingsbury, it looks like that they give him the OC job.
He's just biding his time, waiting for Quinn to get fired, and then he'll probably get the interim job in a year and a half when Quinn gets fired, and then he'll probably get another shot to be the head coach.
Also, with that hiring, there's a huge chance that they take Caleb Williams at 2.
Yeah.
Very true.
I don't think Fields at one point got 300 yards passing without a single in-air pass over 15 yards. So don't tell me he'd be great.
And they still lost that game. BT dub.
And guess
Didn't
what?
they blow some huge lead in that game?
Yeah.
Guess what? He can't read a defense because he threw a pick to a D lineman.
Yeah. Aiden Hutchinson.
It is zero rush.
The defensive lineman, though.
The enemy interviewing in Pittsburgh as passing game coordinator. Ooh.
That dude has been dude has been blackballed from head coaching. It's like Bill Laimbeer in the NBA.
He also, I think, talked to the Chiefs.
Wait, you said passing game coordinator?
Yeah, that's why I said oof.
What the fuck does he know? I mean, he was a pass catcher and a special team. Like he was a kick returner in the pros.
If they hire Bieniemy,
2024 Eric Bieniemy looks like he ate playing days. Eric Bieniemy.
It depends on who doesn't get one at the top of the first round there, John Kapler, on who would trade up from the second round to 29.
Yeah, somebody will though.
Oh, hopefully it's the Chargers to get JJ McCarthy.
I foolishly don't ask me why. I think he'll already be gone.
yeah.
I think he's.
Although it won't be. It's not a draft until the Raiders do something stupid, i.e., draft JJ McCarthy at 14.
I think Minnesota drafts
We didn't go it in the fourth quarter. The lead was already gone.
Also, who has another? He has another connection in Mike McDonald, so Seattle might pick him.
Oh, you think they're not happy with Drew Lock and Geno Smith? I don't either. I've heard that rumor though.
And look at it this way, guys. The cap room doesn't include the rookie cap coming up for next season from this season, which is another reason why all those numbers are skewed. How it reads, we're going to have almost 100 million. By the time you add in the cap room from these picks next year, it'll drop to 80. By the time you add in whatever dead cap we have from anybody that rolled shit over, it's going to go even further.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like this, we had dead cap from all the injury waivers and everything else. Good night, Brian. It was good to see you. But we need to get to talk about this Super Bowl. We got Kansas City Swifts versus the 40 Winers. There he is. Patrick Mahomes.
homo. I'll give you that. Can't pick on the Niners, though, man.
I like Patrick Mahomes. I have nothing bad to say about him.
No, I'm just tired of seeing him there. The whole
Yeah,
team.
I like parody too.
So I've been going back and forth all week, but you know what? The Niners defense is solid. The Niners offense is solid. The Chiefs defense came alive against Baltimore. The Chiefs offense has
Wait a minute.
gotten hot.
The Chiefs defense has been top 5 all year.
Yeah, I was going to say they've been in playoff mode on defense all year because they knew they had to be.
My bad. So it's yeah, my bad. But their offense has been.
It's those wideouts. But if you're really that good, Patrick Mahomes, you got to do more with less.
But what I'm gonna say is, yes, you got two good defenses. I was wrong about the Chiefs. I thought their defense just turned up last week. My bad.
Look at Leonard with the Lions background.
And then you got
That's old.
the high-powered offense of the 49ers. You got McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and then you got the Chiefs who are clicking on offense. So my prediction, you just can't count out Patrick Mahomes. I got the Chiefs winning 28-24.
What do you think, Leonard?
I think they both suck. Can they tie?
No, it's not allowed in the Super Bowl. They will play till someone wins.
Okay, then I'm going to go with the 49ers just because I really don't like Patrick Mahomes.
Why don't you like Patrick Mahomes? Just because he sounds like Kermit the Frog and Al Michaels and Ray Romano and Harold Ramis?
All rolled into one.
His wife, his brother, everything about him, his stupid commercials, his stupid hair, his stupid voice.
And the fact he looks like a legitimate father to Jalen Hyatt.
Hey, Jeremy, you know who Romeo and Flora played for before he went to you guys, right?
Yep,
Okay.
I do.
I just
Same
wanted to put
place,
that out.
same person that Snacks played for.
Yeah, same place that Kenny Galladay still collects paychecks from.
It's finally done.
Bob, I hope when you go to wipe after the show, your finger goes through the toilet paper.
No, wait. Another team that wanted to pay AO. Another team that wanted to pay AO and
Do it again, Bob. Do it again.
One more time.
One more time, just for measurement.
Isn't it how
It's
much
like a
he got?
banner.
How about that? He got that in salary too.
Send that to Leonard. I bet he would love it.
Oh, he'll burn it.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, who you got?
I loved Kenny Galladay for most of the time that he was a Lion.
Chiefs Niners, who you got?
Me?
Keegan.
Oh, Keegan.
Well, first of all, Patrick Mahomes Sr. said it best. He got caught for a DUI. He said,
I was going to say.
I would be caught drinking because of my sister. I can't remember. What is it for?
Oh, don't do that. Don't forget. Screw up your quote.
What did he say, Dom?
What did who say?
So
he doesn't know. It was Keegan that was telling the story.
Well, I can't. Is it his not sister-in-law? His daughter-in-law is a menace.
They're not married, or are they?
Yeah, they are.
They're
Okay.
married now.
And his son is I would say a rapist. And he said that. Said that's the reason why I would drink.
Except there's no way in hell he said that openly. That's just a shitty joke.
I was saying that as a rapist, but I can't remember exact what it was.
He
But-
said his other son was a menace to society. That's what he said. He didn't say a rapist.
I was saying that.
Yeah, but
That's two different things.
yeah,
He went out on his own ledge and went from menace to society to rapist.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
They're not
Yeah,
there's a
mutual.
big difference.
They're not mutually exclusive, sir.
whoa. You
There is a
cannot
difference.
wait. You cannot sit here and slander someone's name like that. That'll get shows like this in trouble. You cannot do that. He said he was a menace to society, and he left it at that. That's the words you're supposed to use. And I specifically said, stop, don't screw up this quote on purpose.
Oh, that's why you said that.
It's called slander.
Yeah.
When you screw up someone's quote.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you speak poorly about someone, especially when it's even if it's founded. Well, I mean, if they're convicted, like you can call Ben Roethlisberger that.
No, he's never convicted, so you can't.
True. Alleged.
Yeah, alleged is the word.
Ben Roethlisberger is an alleged sexual assaulter.
Yeah, we need to be very careful in quoting things.
Yeah, and that is specifically why I was trying to stop you. I said, if you don't know it, stop.
Oh,
I tried. You have to use the right words when you're quoting someone.
okay.
I don't want Jeremy to get in trouble.
Yeah, we don't need us getting demonetized before we get monetized.
Right.
All right.
It almost happened once already.
All right, I'm gonna finish my prediction.
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
Okay.
Prediction. I didn't want the extra bullshit.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So I think Will's right about the two defenses. They're both playing at a decent level, and I think this is going to be a defensive game. Lately, Brock Purdy has looked like crap.
Okay.
And
What's
he's
your
looked like-
prediction? What's your prediction?
I thought you were going to say something. That's why I paused. So I'm going to say he's looked like crap, but he looked like crap. So I think the Chiefs are going to pull this one out. I was going to say 24 to 21.
All right. Well, what's your take?
All right, Gabe mine.
Okay. Dom, what's yours?
Keegan kind of sold me on the defensive battle. I was going to say 28-24 Chiefs, but I'm going lower scoring. I'm going 17-14 Chiefs.
I'm going to say because the better secondary is the Chiefs. And I just think they're able to cover better. They have more speed. They have all those guys in the secondary playing at a very high level. Ask Lamar.
Right. Well, I mean, shutting down Lamar when he's forced to throw.
He actually did very good throwing all year. So
He did.
He actually looked like a quarterback this year, unlike our NFC North compatriot, the Bears quarterback, who looked still like a quarterback who throws the ball.
Can't even call him a poor man's Lamar Jackson anymore.
He's like a Wish version of Michael Vick.
Wow.
Remember how sweet Mike Vick was when he got out of prison and decided he would throw the ball more often with the Eagles?
Yeah, for all of 3 games, and then it fell apart again. But
When it goes fast.
as much as I hate to say it, because I hate to see him win, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I just got this gut feeling. I don't know how Mahomes gets beat in the playoffs the way he's rolling right now. He finds a way to win. And Jared Goff is Nathan Peterman. That is slander.
Wow.
That is definitely slim.
Yeah, you don't talk shit about my quarterback like that.
I'll tell you what. When Justin Fields can outthrow Sexy Rexy or Jay Gutless, then I might say he's a quarterback. How's that? In one season, not in his career.
Yep.
Talking about one season's numbers, he's got to be the best quarterback you guys ever had because he's not right now.
Yep.
I've softened. I mean, I never hated him, but like looking back upon it, I have fond memories of the Gay Butler, except in the red zone.
The what?
The Gay
Gay
Butler? You've
Gay
never
Butler.
heard me say that?
I have.
Jeremy has, I know.
The game.
I can't believe you've never heard me say that. I never even call him by his government name. You know where he's from? Christmas, Indiana.
He's from his mama.
Oh my
He
God.
is from his mom's vagina. His mom's vagina was located in Christmas, Indiana.
Oh God.
Everybody says they're from their mom's vagina. He was from his dad's nutsack. Get it right.
Oh, true. True.
That's where he popped out of.
Half and half.
Have
Hey,
you never watched Blue Mountain State?
Hey, I wonder if his earliest memory is going to the drive-in with dad and coming home with mom.
That's
I
funny.
love it. Oh man, great show.
Oh, this has been fun. It's been real. But we gotta get out of here. We gotta tone it down a little bit because it's been wild. But you know, FTP can't really stand for the FTP we know. We can't say that F-bomb anymore because we're trying to get some big sponsors on the hook for the Lions Villain Squad. So it is now forget the Packers.
Say
Oh.
frig. Say frig or frick
Or
or
you can
F.
do
Say F.
it's still FTP.
Mm-hmm.
FTP.
FTP, FTB, FTV. They're all in the same division. They're our rivals. Bring them all.
Speaking of sponsors and whatnot, Jeremy, you should talk to JB or Eric and try to get on with this NG, whatever the hell, whatever sideline got hooked up with.
I know.
It's right up our alley, your alley, our alley.
But at the same time, I do have to give a shout out to Gloss Negron. 989-443-9240, the number one spinning guy in Saginaw, does great work, like this 300C class. He also did this Audi. He also does vehicle detailing. Give him a call. Set your appointment. Set your appointment. And tell
Easy
him
for you to say.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Difficult for you to say, apparently.
No more than this is. To the rest of the NFC North, sitting at home all the time. Much better. I sense in you. Glad I bet you should.
I love it.
So you can say the B word, but not the F word?
Yeah, the F-bomb is bad. Bitch is in
Fair.
the dictionary.
Oh, speaking of, actually, no, we'll talk after the show. We're going to hang out for at least a minute after the show?
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, everybody. So most of us picked the Chiefs, I believe.
All but Leonard.
All but Leonard. And truthfully, if they could, I'd actually hope for a tie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm torn. Do we not want the Niners to win so we can say we lost to the champs?
Even as a Bears fan, I can admit that was a good Yoda impression.
It's a great Yoda impersonation.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
There is no
pretty good.
There is no try. Only do.
What is try? Do not. There is no try.
Do try.
Great night, everybody. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts with the there. Within here, much love to all the guys in the chat. Cousin Jay, even though you're a Bears fan, I still love the fact you're here and commenting. James Burgess, King SJ, Brian Three Cushion, I know you had to check out. All you guys are great. Have a wonderful evening.
Spay neuter your pets.